Welcome back to Headliners. Let's get straight into it with the Mail. And Dominic Raab may have bullied civil servants, but did some of them actually like it, Paul?
Superb work.
I write them myself.
Absolutely superb. Civil servants who enjoy bondage, yes, I said bondage, are demanding the same support as other minority groups. Sexual fetish enthusiasts within the Ministry of Justice, side note, where Justice Secretary Dominic Raab has just been forced out due to bullying allegations, say they are discriminated against and need protection. This is mental. I mean, getting kicked in the genitals whilst dressed as a baby is a minority activity. It is. However, I don't think it makes you a minority. And where will this end, by the way? At what point do we start drawing a line and saying... Because, by the way, this is all about being a victim, isn't it? When you can replace the word minority for victim group, and that is delicious for a lot of people. They absolutely love this stuff. But where does it end? I mean, getting a day off because you can't tie your shoelaces, Nick?
Yeah, well, this is actually quite old-fashioned almost, isn't it? Now you've got, like, frog gender, you know, a bit of sort of, you know, bondage. It's almost old-fashioned. I love this phrase as well that they talked about. Erotic activity. That was such a civil service thing. It's really drained all the fun out of it, hasn't it? What do you think, Lewis?
I think it's a slow descent. I mean, it starts off with, let's say, one group, like black people or Jews, women, then goes to trans. You know, where's it going to end? With stamp collectors, you know, having their own thing, or train spotters, or people who make quilts. Anyway, when I heard BDSM, I thought to myself, oh, they're not picking on Israel again. That was a joke.
I got it, roughly.
But did they get it? Do you think they got it?
Who was it insulting to? Because we need to...
It wasn't insulting.
OK, because we can't insult any victim groups. That's the whole point. I mean,
it's
just... the culture's gone mad, hasn't it? I mean, we're trying to run a country, and you just have this kind of strange... It's a sort of... It's a cult of the self. It's this kind of Rousseauian thing. Like, you can do anything you want under the state. It's all permitted. It's all kind of freedom, but it's kind of... It's degeneracy. Well, not that anyone... I don't mind if people are doing this, but it's like... It's not really... But why is it such a big deal? Why do they have to have a legal protection and all this madness?
Really interesting statement. You just said cult of self, and it really made me think of something. It's many ways the things that conservative people are criticised about, individualism. This is about people who are so concerned with their own individualism, that happens to be groupthink because they all think the same thing, that it's overtaking. They're becoming more conservative in many ways because all they're thinking about is themselves. Now, I don't think that's what conservatism is, by the way. However, what I would say is, somebody, you know, these stories is in the Daily Mail, let's be cynical about it, it's good for us on GBNews, etc., etc., etc. However, at least 2 or 3 people have had to come forward in the Ministry of Justice at some point and said, by the way, I like bondage, and I want Thursday afternoons off, or whatever it might be. I want to be able, you know, in the same way that a Muslim may want to go and pray 5 times a day.
Yeah, you're right. No, it's a different kind of individualism. It's a sort of endless liberal celebration of every type of sexual proclivity, quite different from the conservative idea. But yeah, and then they get people in the Department of Work and Pensions to do these speeches. One of them said, you know, sex is not binary. And you're like, well, it is, though, unfortunately. But anyway, people might say this story's just come out to defend Raab, possibly. That might be the case. Let's do The Guardian, though.